Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvam. Let's read mantra 3. I will read and then you can follow. Page 32. Yat prajnanabhutacheto dhritischa Yat jyotirantaramritam prajasu Yasmanarite kinchana karma kriyate Tanme mana Shiva sankalpamastu. Mantra 4. Yenedam bhutam bhuvanam bhavishyat Parigrhitam amritena sarvam Yena yajñastayate saptahota Tanme mana Shiva sankalpamastu. So we were on mantra 4. Mantra 4, we talked about that total mind, right? We were just talking about the total mind that knows the past, present and future. Well, we just saw the display of the total mind. The total mind is Bhagavan, isn't it? You know, when we were creating this schedule and we had a conference call and tried to figure out, okay, what do we do for this retreat? And so I gave them some suggestions and we made the schedule and I said, we made it, but I felt like there needs to be more movement. There needs to be more standing because we're sitting a lot, you know, and we have class and then we have bhajan and discussion and then again class. I said, we need to have some movement. And I was just asking Mahendraji that trail ready outside and I was thinking maybe we can go for a walk. And he said it's there's some snow. I think Vidyaji was also saying there's some snow. So I was thinking to myself, okay, all right, let's see. And so when we came in here, Bhagavan had his play, right? We didn't know. I didn't know anything. We didn't know, right? Nobody knew. And next thing you know, we were standing. And we were standing for, you know, almost about an hour or so. And it was the best thing that happened. Because this is, I mean, that's what we needed. We cannot sit for so long. The people will get antsy, you know, like everybody will get antsy if we sit for so long. And we came in and everything was just exactly as it should be, you know. Because Bhagavan knew something had to be done and I had no solution. I didn't know what to do, so, or, you know. And when we just surrender to the total mind, then total mind just takes care. God takes care. So, yena idam bhutam bhuvanam bhavishyat means that God knows everything. We don't have to, sometimes we fight it. We become control freaks. And we plan, we did whatever we can, but there's no need to control every single thing. Sometimes we just have to listen to what happens and know that that's better than our plan. When God's plan is there and our plan is there, then real knowledge is surrender our plan to God's plan. Because God has a better plan. All the time. All the time. Because Bhagavan knows all. Everything. We don't know that much. We know a little bit here and there. But there's a total mind which knows that. And tuning into that and being able to accept that, then that mind becomes Shiva. And also we did Shiva Puja. I mean, you know.
And Shivani, today's Trayodashi day.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do chanting that time.
Okay.
And what better chanting than...
Then, yeah, we did Rudra.
Yeah.
And Saraswati Ma also, I mean, that is Shiva, right? So it's...
And I think this applies for this also for something bad happening also.
Yeah.
Don't think of bad as why me.
Yeah.
There's some other purpose. Wait, God will show you.
Yeah. Don't
Why
think
it happened.
Yeah. Why we should be try me. No? Like let me surrender to it. There's always a reason.
Yeah.
But the thing is, sometimes we fight it and we don't know what the reason is. It won't come right away. It won't come right away. But later in our lives, we'll realize, we had to go through this. We'll realize I had to go through this. Otherwise, this wouldn't have happened. Some growth wouldn't have happened. So we had to go. So that mind which surrenders to the total mind, because total mind knows all, is Shiva. Yena yajnaha tayate sapta hota. That by which yajna is it's a group or team effort to do something selfless for a higher purpose. So it's an offering of a team to do something together for a higher purpose. That yajna tayate sapta hota. That mind by which that yajna is performed by 7 priests. Now, what do you mean by 7 priests? So usually in our customs, there's, they needed to be different types of priests there for a yajna. But in our times, what is this yajna where people have to work together and come together for a better purpose or a higher purpose? Is the yajna of our 7 priests. What are our 7 priests? 2 eyes, 2 eardrums, 2 nostrils, and 1 mouth. This is our 7 priests. No, Bhagavad Gita says Navadvare Pure Dehi, right? Here is Saptahota. 7 priests. Because they have to come together. Isn't it? They have to come together for a higher purpose. Because sometimes eyes may be there, but ears went somewhere else. Huh? Or sometimes ears may be there, but eyes go somewhere else. No? It happens in dogs. And whenever we go, eyes may be looking. Some are professional, we're looking, but ears are somewhere else, listening to something else. Or sometimes we hear people what they're saying, but the eyes are not there, So sometimes or sometimes we see something with our eyes and we're like, I want to eat it, And then you have to close them out. Don't eat it. They have to work together. These 7 priests all the time have to work together. So that mind by which all these 7 priests can work together. If they work together, then what happens is, all the time, what I do will be Shiva. We don't have to come to a certain place to do yajna. We don't have to come to do puja. Means constantly puja is going on. Yad yad karma karomi tat tadakilam shambho tamadam. Right? Everything will be yajna. Now what beautiful life is that? That everything is worship. That is actually the highest kind of puja. In the sense when everything that you do is puja. They always say that you dedicate all actions towards God. Dedicate all actions towards God. What does that mean? Do you have to think of Shiva, Shiva, Shiva all the time? No, it's just that we have to understand that this Shiva lives in me. And everything that I do, it has to be auspicious. Then that's how we dedicate everything to God. So, yena yajnas dayate saptahota tanme mana SivaSankalpaSuktam. So make sure the priests are together. You priests, one priest goes off, the other priests go off. Huh? What happens? Let's say late night, you feel like watching TV. Late night, you feel like watching TV. So what happens? So eyes are like, I'll watch only for 5 minutes. Eyes are like, I'll watch only 5 minutes. Then the eyes get carried away, then the ears are like, let me put that surround sound, surround sound system. Let me put it there so I can hear properly. Then after that, the mouth gets carried away. I should have some snack. How can I watch without some snack? It's not so fun. Then the body gets carried away. Hey, this is not such a good posture. I need to relax and, like lean back and just enjoy. Then what happens? Gone. Instead of watching for 5 minutes, it's 1.5 hours gone. Right? So one actually can influence the other. These breeds are dangerous. Yeah? So if one gets lost, the others can get lost. But at the same time, if one gets found, the others also come back. So they have to work together. If these 7 priests can't work together, what to talk of us working together with other people? It's very difficult, right? So, that's the spirit of that yajna. Now we come to mantra number 5. Yasmin richas sama yajumshi yasmin pratishtita ratnabha vivaraha yasmin chitam sarvamotam prajana tanme manah SivaSankalpaSuktam Yasmin richas sama yajumshi yasmin pratishtita ratnabha vivaraha yasmin chitam sarvamotam prajana tanme manah SivaSankalpaSuktam. Yasmin, that mind in which Richa means the mantras of the Rig Veda. Sama, the mantras of the Sama Veda. Yajumshi means Yajur Veda. Sama and Yajur, dual Yajumshi. Yasmin, in that mind where they are firmly established. How? Ratanabhav. Ratanabhav means like in a hub of a chariot wheel. Ratanabha. Nabha means the center. So Ratanabha, in the hub of a chariot, then what is there? The araha, the spokes are established in that hub of that wheel. Yasmin's chitam, in that mind, sarvamotam, where everything is pervaded, prajanam, of all beings, tanme manah SivaSankalpaSuktam. So here again, that mind wherein all these mantras are established. What do we mean? See, how did the rishis get the Vedas revealed to them? How is it that they got the Vedas revealed to them? How they got it is they were at their seats of contemplation. They were quiet in the seats of contemplation. And when they tuned in to that total mind, then those mantras were revealed to them. It's not their own creation. It's a creation of God only, but they tuned into it and those revelations started happening. So we were talking about intuition. So that mind, what it means to say here is that mind where revelations can happen. Because it's so tuned. It's like, see, what is God or total mind? Guruji always gives the example of Google. Correct? You type something to search, and then it searches throughout the total mind, and whatever you type in, you get. So everything is there. All our answers are there. When we pray, what happens, like Swami Shivanandaji said in On a Quest, we are able to tune in to the total mind because our mind becomes very quiet. Mind becomes very quiet, and sometimes people will find that when they're able to tune into that, all the answers come. Right? Because, someone asked, how come God doesn't answer my prayers? Because God answers in silence. God answers in silence. God doesn't answer through a loud voice. So whenever we are in that seat of contemplation, all the answers come. They'll come. it is said that every day there are secrets happening. They are the biggest revelations of the world. But we're not tuned into it. If you see Newton, right? Apple fell into his head. And then what happened? Such gravity. You know, like such a big revelation. Apple falls into our head, what do we think? We don't think gravity. Because his mind was completely tuned to that. Right? You will see like one of our saints, he saw one lady with a bangle. I think it was Kabir Dasji with 2 bangles. And they were making sounds. And then one bangle broke. And there was no sound. He said, Advaita is that in which there is silence, no sound. I mean, just look at that deep revelation. They just see something and they're like, this is what it is. So whenever we are in that frame of mind, secrets get revealed to us. They said sometimes, you know, such holy people, such noble people come in front of us, but we're not able to know because our minds are not tuned. So it's not the question of God's not answering my prayers. God is always answering, but are we paying attention to the signs? Are we looking deeply into the signs? And there are signs every single step of the way. You know, I went there's a cross guard near my apartment, and she invited me for lunch that day, and I didn't have class, and she lives 5 minutes away from me. She said, please talk to my children. And I was thinking, okay, I don't know what to talk to her children. I should meet them first to figure out what to say. So I met her children, and I was thinking, and she said, can you please teach them something? I was like, okay, but I'm thinking, what do I teach them? You know, I was like, Bhagavan, you have to tell me what to teach them. I don't know. Then I saw the youngest kid was wearing this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pants. So then I said, Yada samharate chayam kurmum gani vasarvasha. Means from chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, be like a tortoise. So I said, but that's Bhagavan only. You know? Then I took the Gita, I said, okay, let's do this verse. Means Bhagavan is there all the time. It's just like, we just have to tune into it. So that mind by which that can center all of these secrets. Why Ved Vyasji was Ved Vyasji? Because he was able to tune into it. What made Gurudev Gurudev? Because he could tune into it. So when we are able to tune into everything centered on that mind is Shiva. It's Shiva. So Yasmin Richas Sama Yajumshi Yasmin Pratishtita Ratana Bhavivara Yasminschitam Sarvam Otam Prajana. And as I told you, there's only one total mind. But we all just think we're individual. Sometimes to understand someone or to understand something, we don't need to say anything. Sometimes we just need to be there, to feel what they're feeling. You know, so many times we'll ask, what's on your mind? Right? We'll ask, what are you thinking? What's on your mind? I mean, sometimes it's just knowing that there is this one mind, and when we're just there and present, then we'll feel it. We'll know what's happening. So that mind is very Shiva. It's very alert, very aware of what's going on. It doesn't miss anything. Tanne mana SivaSankalpaSuktam.